to the Recovery Toolbox to help you stay sane in a crazy world. Hi there, my name is Laurene Hope. I'm the CEO of Moving On TV and I'm very happy to be here today. 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with a serious mental health issue, borderline personality disorder. I went into a therapeutic community for nearly 2 years and I found inner peace. And I learned a lot of tools of how to stay sane in this crazy world. I was out of there for 6 years, and last year I went through the worst year of my life. I was in a wheelchair for 4 months. I lost my father and my family disinherited me, but I still stayed sane with this head with no medication. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have medication, that's your choice. And I'm also saying that this program, this course that I'm devising, is for everyone. You don't have to have a mental illness to be able to learn the tools that I'm going to give you, the tools that help you to deal with the chaotic life out there. So, how to stay sane in a crazy world. Welcome to my Recovery Toolbox. So hi there, I'm Laurene. Now, if I can stay sane with the washing machine head that I've got by using these tools, then you can too. So today I'm going to discuss a few of them with you. I'm going to give you some of them just to give you an idea of what the full course is going to be about, and you're going to love them. There's so many of them, but I've got about 10 that if you use them, if you use some of them, if you use all of them, you will be happy, you will find inner peace, and you will stay sane in this crazy world, no matter who you are. Okay, so let's start with the first one, HALT. H-A-L-T. Don't get too hungry, too angry, too lonely, or too tired. Now, I found HALT through Emotions Anonymous. Don't get too hungry because your blood sugar will drop and you'll get really depressed. Think about it. You have to eat 3 meals a day. And my mother used to say that you should feast like a king at breakfast, eat like a queen at lunch, and as a pauper at dinner. Well done, Mum. That's what they do in Buddhist retreats. Didn't know she was spiritual, but there you go. Don't get too angry. If you get too angry, it builds up inside you and you won't be able to have an easy life. So you need to let your anger go, or you'll end up having a rage room like I have, which sometimes when it builds up and up, you have no choice but to throw some things around. But try to get it out of you bit by bit through communication and other ways. Don't get too lonely. Now, I was lonely in a wheelchair for 4 months in this house. So lonely. But I stayed sane. And why do you think that was? Facebook Live. We all have our ways of not being lonely. Find your own, because if you get lonely, you'll get depressed, you'll isolate. And that's where the therapeutic community was wonderful in that way, because we went there and we were with people like us. So don't get too lonely, and you had the 24-hour support system as well. Don't get too lonely, okay? And don't get too tired, because if you get tired, you will get niggly. You will get niggly and your body will not renew itself, and you'll have sleep deprivation and people won't want to be around you and you won't want to be around yourself. So that's the first tool, HALT. Tool number 2, structure. Structure, structure, structure. If you have a head like mine, you need to have some structure. But you also have to have 2 itineraries with your structure. You have your structure for the day, and then you have another itinerary just in case, because we can't have certainty in this crazy world. You have to work with this world and be flexible and go with it. And that's what was so good about the therapeutic community, is that I would go there at 8 in the morning, be there at 9:30, whatever. I had my structured day like a job, and it was easier to stay sane than if your head is going everywhere. Okay, so structure, very, very important, and have another itinerary. I will talk about all of these tools in the course and go into them in lots and lots of details. You'll be spending loads of time with me. Really looking forward to it. Tool, validation is so important. You can ring my bell, ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling. Now, why was I thinking you can ring my bell? What's the bell got to do with anything? A bell. Okay, well, in the therapeutic community, we all came in there, children, adults who were children that were not validated. I was always told to be what my parents wanted me to be. I wasn't allowed to be myself. So you pick up the bell and go, ding-a-ling, help! I need to say how I feel. And you got that validation. Now, I'm not saying you have to get a bell. You can get a bell if you want to. It's up to you. But metaphorically, symbolically, you need a little bell to say help. Okay? To your friends, your co-workers, your family. If they care about you, you can say to them, well, you know what? Today, please validate me. I'm not having a good day today. I feel really tired. And I need you to be there for me a little bit more. That is so important, to have that validation. Have that little bell. And it works so well in the community. Actually, in the community, I rang it so much that I was told to stop ringing it. I went completely the other way, which I'll teach you about balance, coming back into balance, which is so important. But for people like you and me, that as children were not validated, if you suffer from lack of validation and you want people to give you that extra nurturing, then ring that little bell metaphorically. Thank you. And tool number 4 is creativity. I've been playing accordion since I was 6 years old, and this is how I express my creativity, through playing the accordion, which is one of them. How do you express your creativity? Are you a musician, an artist? You have God-given talents, the same as everyone else. Use them. Use them. You know, they say that God, or love, created man in his or her image. So think about it. We must be creators. Now, to me, to create is to breathe. What about you? What can you do to make your life better? Creativity is so important for us to stay sane in this crazy world. You need to, if you can't do it professionally, you need to have a hobby that you enjoy. Acting, singing. Singing's brilliant for breathing. As you sing, use your lungs. You know, it's really good. It really opens everything up. Makes you feel alive. Makes you tap into what you really are. You could be making jewelry. Work as an aromatherapist, using massage oils. Make beautiful flowers, paint. Whatever you want to do. What is your creativity? What is it that you can do? As I say, have a hobby. Colouring in books, so wonderful for calming down the washing machine head that I've got. They used to give us to do that in the therapeutic community when nothing else worked. Go out there, find your creativity, guys. And of course, we'll talk a load about creativity and how you can tap into your unique creativity in the course itself. On to tool number 5. Therapy. Therapy, CBT, DBT. Get yourself a good therapist. Now, There are times when you haven't got anyone to talk to communicate with. You can actually tell them how you feel, or you don't want to pour everything on your loved ones. So get yourself a good therapist. That's why it was called the therapeutic community. And Lauren took as much therapy as possible. I took loads of therapy because I felt like I needed it. So get yourself a nice therapist out there. Someone you can talk to, someone you can confide in, someone you can tell them your deepest, darkest pain and suffering, whatever is stuck in you. You will feel so much better. And if you have a partner, then make sure they go with you as well occasionally, because then you can learn how to get to know each other. If you have a mental health issue, then you really do need to educate your partner, and be in a therapy together with your children, your family, whoever, your friends. They will understand what's going on with you if you can't actually explain it to them. Because a lot of the time, I know that when I was first diagnosed, I couldn't get on with my husband because I didn't understand the condition. He didn't understand it either. But you learn techniques together. You talk about things together. You get to know each other. So therapy, using cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, DBT, are very good as well, because I have a mind which can develop into what they call the domino effect. A situation could go boom, 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 and end up back in your childhood where you got shocked in the first place. So with cognitive behavioral therapy, you learn how to not catastrophize, not generalize. You learn to be able to be more focused on the problem itself. Get out a piece of paper and write down what the things that are bothering you, and you bring yourself back into focus. And solution. Be solution based. So in the therapy, give yourself a chance to clear it all out, but also be solution based, and that will help me to move on to another tool, which is coaching. Life coaching. Okay, another great tool to have. Without life coaching, I wouldn't be able to do any of my goals, because life coaching is not just for celebrities and business people, it's for everyone. And you can get free life coaching. People are looking for them all the time. Pro bono, they need to work with people first to get their qualification. So get yourself a good life coach. Have your topic, your big dream, but have the steps to creating it. And I'm going to teach you a method called the Kaizen method. I have so much to teach you that I've learned over the whole of my life really. But I've been able to take the tools that I learned in the community and the tools of recovery that I've created myself to stay sane in this crazy world. And I'm so looking forward to doing it. 7. Stay in the moment. Here's a little anecdote which is going to help you with that. Stay in the moment. The past is history. The future a mystery. The present a gift. Unwrap it with glee. Stay in the moment. Smell the flowers. They're not real, but imagine. Smell the beautiful, this is cinnamon, beautiful oil. Stay in the moment. Eat a beautiful piece of fruit. Taste it. Stay in the moment. Now, you know what? I've been into Eckhart Tolle and staying in the moment for a long time, but in the therapeutic community we use it a lot, because the mind races into the past and the future, and you can't be in the moment if you've been shocked. It's very hard to do that. But there are techniques you can learn. There's touch assist, there's using the healing codes, which I find is very, very amazing, which got me out of panic, which helped me stay in the moment. There's the violet flame meditations, which again help you stay in the moment. There's breathing techniques, there's mindfulness, there's loads of stuff you can do to help you stay in the moment, okay? If you feel that your mind is racing backwards towards the past or racing forwards towards the future, then just get yourself focused on a point in front of you and just stay with it, breathe, and stay in the moment. Bring yourself back. Bring yourself back into the moment. I'm in the moment now. Okay? I don't have to worry about what happened. I don't have to worry about what is happening. Stay in the moment. Okay, so that is actually leading me to the next tool. It's interesting because all these tools work together. You can use all of them or you can use some of them. But they all work together. Because one of the best ways to stay in the moment is meditation. And that is the next tool. Meditation and mindfulness. So meditation and mindfulness. If you're lucky as I am, you'll live half an hour away from Amravati Buddhist Retreat, a beautiful, beautiful retreat in the middle of Gaddison, Hemel Hempstead, where you can go and eat the most incredible foods, the most incredible salads and healthy foods, and really enjoy them and be in the moment in this beautiful place where you can meditate. There's nothing going on there except the birds and loads of vast area to relax, to surrender and be in the moment. You can do the courses there, they're free or on donation. They've got courses every single Saturday. You can go and learn how to meditate. And there's no religious connotation. To me, Buddhism is really just a philosophy of life. Mindfulness is probably what more lay people are using nowadays. But Buddhism, mindfulness, meditation, to me it's all the same thing. You don't have to be a religious person or a spiritual being or whatever some people refer to as spirituality. You don't have to have that. You could just be an ordinary, so to speak, person in this world trying to stay sane. Okay, so meditation and mindfulness are very good to use. And as I say, find yourself a beautiful retreat. And if you can't, then use the Course in Miracles as a meditative thing. You can use that all through the day. Even if you're a busy mom or anything, you just have to give your mind the opportunity to use a positive affirmation about peace and love. A Course in Miracles. And if you want to find out more, go on the internet. It's free. Get the lessons. They're down to earth and don't question them. Just do them. I can choose peace rather than this is a brilliant one. To give is to receive, and when you're sitting with someone and you want to be in the moment, give love and love will come back. Or if you want to be more in the moment and focus, give focus. Say, I offer you focus. I offer you an opportunity to be in the moment, and then it'll come back to you. Use it. It works. I use it all the time. It works. And nobody has an excuse not to say these little positive affirmations, even when they're on the toilet, for God's sake. Anyone can take a minute out of an hour and say, I can choose peace rather than this. And it will impact your life. Course in Miracles. So all these things I'm going to teach you. Also, you can go on Easy Peasy, which I've set up years ago. And there's a little exercise on there on how to stay sane in this crazy world by using Easy Peasy, A Course in Miracles. It's on my Facebook. PM me, I'll send you the link. I do everything to help you guys to stay sane. And like I said, if I can do it, you can do it. So, good luck with that. And moving on to the next massive tool, which everybody talks about, but which I've got to bring in here. And that is gratitude. To appreciate. Now it's true, it really is true that if you can be grateful for everything, and I mean everything, Melody Beattie says in her books that we should be grateful for the worst things that have happened to us. Now sometimes that's hard to do. Why would I be grateful for being disinherited? Why would I be grateful for my father dying and leaving me with a mess to deal with? Why would I be grateful for being in a wheelchair for 4 months on my own in the house? Why? Because when I started to walk again, I was so grateful for having the opportunity to walk again. I felt like a child that had discovered their legs again. Another thing, I couldn't have a bath because I had a cast on my leg. So when they took the cast off and I was allowed to have a bath, we bought the bath chair. And when I was lowered into that bath and I put my bubbles in, yes, healthy bubbles, organic, because that's how I am. Another way I feel is important to stay well. I was so grateful. I was like a baby splashing around in those bubbles, like a baby, grateful. And they say that all you need is 5 things to be grateful for, which will change your day. And I think everyone can find that. Joe Vitale talks about that. He says that all he had was a pencil when he was homeless, but that pencil gave him the opportunity to write a book. He didn't have 5 things, he had 1 thing, a pencil. Okay, so let's have a look at 5 things I could be grateful for when I was in a wheelchair. I'd lost my mobility overnight. I had walked continuously and suddenly, boom, I can't walk at all. I can't stand, I can't drive. I don't have children. I don't have friends to take care of me. They all disappeared. My family disappeared, didn't want to know. All there was my husband and my cats, and my husband had gone to work. What am I supposed to do? Go crazy? No. Medication? Not for me. So what did I do? Okay, here are the 5 things that I did which kept me sane. And that is why I'm able to pass this on. First thing was, I was safe. I was safe in my home because, you know, I grew up in a country with wars and terrorism. I was in England and I was safe in a beautiful village, number 1. I had lots of food and I could get to the food because I could wheel the wheelchair. I had water and I had a flask of tea, which my husband made for me and left for me. I had my beautiful cats, Peace and Ellie, who were there all the time and gave me loads of love. Well, they don't usually give you love. You have to pick them up and demand it because they're cats, not dogs, if you know what I mean. But they were there all the time. And the 5th thing was, well, I had Facebook. Facebook Live. I could sing to my heart's content, and I did. I did loads and loads of singing on Facebook, and I entertained you guys. And so you can find your 5 gratitude things that you did. How to stay sane in this crazy world. The tool I want to talk about is uniqueness. It's really, really important to tap into what you really are. So what is your unique way of living? What is your unique diet? What is your way of helping yourself with pain relief, for example? There's so much I've got to teach you because, as you know, I won't use medication. So I have to find loads of ways to stay well. And I want to pass all of this on to you. And that's why I've created this course, the Toolbox of Recovery, to help you stay sane and happy, pain-free in this crazy world that we live in. So what you're listening to at the moment are binaural beats. I've got them on to help me with healing my leg at the moment. You know what, I've used binaural beats to help me heal a toothache rather than taking antibiotics, and they worked. They relieve the toothache. Now, if they can relieve a toothache, they can relieve an ache in the leg as well. So you do your own research, you try things out. They can't harm you, there's no side effects. But you do have to be careful if you have got physical ailments and you start to go through the internet and you've got lists and lists of different supplements that you need to take. That I don't agree with, because they can cause problems if you take the wrong ones or the wrong herbs or whatever. I think you need to see someone professional. So to find your own uniqueness, your own lifestyle, your own way of surviving in this crazy world, your own diet, find someone like a kinesiologist. A kinesiologist is someone who will tell you exactly what your body needs without blood tests. I love that because I hate blood tests. Basically, it's muscle testing. And I've been going to see one for years and years and years, where they tell you exactly what's good for you, what you need to eat, what isn't good for you, what's going to clash with your body and your chemistry. Now let's take an example of diet, veganism. People out there are telling me that veganism heals everything, every ache and pain in the body, everything that you can imagine, and which is great, diabetes, cancer, fantastic. But I decided to become a vegan, and a few weeks into veganism I started to get the most horrendous depressions. Horrendous depressions, really difficult depressions. So I thought, well, I'm going to go to a kinesiologist and I'm going to check this out. And I did. And I was amazed to find out that my body did not want me to be a pure vegan. My body wanted me to also eat a bit of meat, fish and chicken. 3 times a week, that's it, 3 portions. And it's amazing because your body knows everything. Your body knows everything. So in this course, I'm going to teach you about how to heal your body, how to heal your mind, how to use all the amazing techniques out there that I've used for years and years and years. The Journey by Brandon Bays. Binaurals, which I'm listening to at the moment, which are all over the internet, which I've even healed toothache with without antibiotics. Colloidal silver. There's so many things out there that are generic and won't cause you any side effects, which is so exciting. But if you go to see a kinesiologist and find out exactly what's unique to you, then you'll know exactly what foods to eat and what supplements to take as well. So your uniqueness is so important, and everything that I'm telling you today is about your uniqueness, your creativity, your nutrition, your own uniqueness. Find out what works for you, what ticks for you. We're going to do a wheel of life, and you're going to look at your life and all the parts in your life, because we're all different. And if something isn't working, why isn't it working? And what can I do to make it work? This is what I'm going to give you in the proper course. So that's it for this little film. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you can take all these amazing tools and use them in your day-to-day life. No matter what you take from this course, you will have a better life. You will have an easier life. You will learn how to be sane in this crazy world. Do whatever you want to do. Live your dream. I'm going to teach you how to do all of this without any money even. How can you do all of this? How can you become the person that you want to become with very little money even? How can you eat healthily? How can you find your uniqueness? So you have a wonderful, wonderful life. And if you join me on the course, then I will be setting up some webinars which you'll be able to join, subscribe to, and I'll be sending those out in the next few weeks. I've never done this before. This is a new exciting step for me to create an online course. We'll be talking about chakras, all the chakras in the body, and how to make them well. We'll be talking about colours and different things like oils and stones and crystals and food and creativity, and wow, the whole world that's out there, yours for the taking. Okay, so I want you to have a beautiful day and be peaceful. And if one of these tools changes your life, then I've done my job. Because it's up to us that are learning to pass this on. So the next step, you can contact me at Laurene with an E at movingontv.uk. You can go on my website, movingontheatre.co.uk or movingontv.uk, watch all the programs of Moving On TV, and also find out more about this course, the toolbox to staying sane in a crazy world, incorporating everything that I've learned in my whole life that I'm going to pass on to you. And as you know, I've had a long life, well, longish. A lot has happened to me. And I'm going to take everything that I learned in the therapeutic community and pass on to you. I'm just going to say, if you decide to use this and send it around with my blessings, please make sure that you tell everyone to be part of your recovery, whatever it is. Your friends, your relations, your partners need to be part of this. Because without their help and love and support, you can't do this. And find a higher power. Whatever that higher power can be. Go to 12-step groups, go to meetups, don't be lonely, don't isolate. Love you lots, and I look forward to talking to you soon on Facebook and on the internet. Take care. Namaste.